However, seeking revenge on a narcissist can be a double-edged sword. However, if you need to take revenge on a narcissist, do the following. Number one, you need to understand the narcissist's behavior. Before taking any action, it's important to understand the nature of a narcissist. Narcissistic people are typically self-centered, egocentric, egotistic, self-absorbed, individuals who lack empathy, and they're often driven by an insatiable need for constant admiration and control. The primary goal of a narcissist is to maintain their sense of superiority, and they often view others as tools to meet their own needs. So understanding the narcissist's behavior helps you avoid falling into their traps, making it easier to disengage from them and prevent further manipulation. So, to revenge on a narcissist, you need to recognize their tactics, because narcissists use a range of manipulative tactics to maintain control of others. And this can include gaslighting, emotional blackmail, and creating false narratives. They may also play on your vulnerabilities to get what they want. Recognizing these tactics is very important if you want to avoid falling into their trap or playing into their hands. Narcissists rely on their ability to distort reality and keep others off balance. So the more you understand their strategies, the more equipped you'll be to defend yourself. Again, to revenge on a narcissist, you need to focus on no contact. One of the most powerful ways to deal with a narcissist is by implementing a no contact rule. This means cutting off all communication with the narcissist, whether that is in person, via text, or on social media. No contact deprives the narcissist of the attention and validation they crave. It also removes any opportunity for them to manipulate or control you. While going no contact may be difficult, especially if you have an emotional connection or if you have shared responsibilities, it is often the most effective way to regain control over your own life. To get revenge on a narcissist, try to set boundaries. If going no contact is not an option, then set clear and firm boundaries. Narcissists test boundaries and they fail to enforce them. This can lead to more manipulation. If you fail to enforce those boundaries, then it will lead to more manipulation. Be clear and assertive about what you will and will not tolerate. This sends a message that you will not be easily controlled, and it also helps you regain your dignity and self-respect. To revenge on a narcissist, disengage emotionally. Narcissists feed off emotional reactions, whether it's anger, sadness, or frustration. They derive pleasure from triggering emotional responses in others. So to protect yourself, you must learn to disengage emotionally. This means not allowing the narcissist to push your buttons or manipulate your feelings. It may take time and practice, but the more you learn to stay emotionally neutral, the less power the narcissist will have over you. Then to revenge on a narcissist, educate yourself about narcissism. The more you know about narcissism, the easier it will be to recognize and avoid falling for their manipulative tactics. Reading books, articles, or seeking therapy can help you better understand how narcissists operate and why they behave the way they do. Knowledge is power, and by arming yourself with information, you can make more informed decisions about how to handle interactions with narcissists. To revenge on a narcissist, don't engage in their games. Narcissists often enjoy playing games, whether it's trying to get a rise out of you or putting you in a position where you feel guilty or confused. So engaging in these games only feeds into their need for attention and control. So refusing to play along with their manipulations is one of the best ways to deprive them of the satisfaction they seek. So stay focused on your own needs and goals rather than getting caught up in their drama. To deal with a narcissist, also practice self-care. It can take an emotional toll on you dealing with a narcissist. So to revenge on them, it's important to prioritize your mental and physical health by practicing self-care. This could involve spending time with supportive friends and family, engaging in hobbies that bring you joy, or seeking therapy. By focusing on your well-being, you'll be better equipped to handle any interactions with the narcissist and reduce the emotional impact of their behavior. You can also revenge on the narcissist by getting support from others. Dealing with a narcissist can be incredibly isolating. It's very important to seek support from trusted friends, family members, or a therapist who understands the challenge of interacting with narcissistic people. Having a support system helps you gain perspective, validate your experiences, and provide emotional strength when you need it most. So surrounding yourself with people who genuinely care about you will make it easier to detach from the narcissist's influence. Also, learn the art of detachment. One of the key strategies for dealing with a narcissist is learning to emotionally detach. This doesn't mean becoming cold or indifferent, but rather learning how to separate yourself from the narcissist's behavior and not let it define your sense of self-worth. By practicing detachment, you can protect your emotions while still maintaining your dignity. Again, to revenge on a narcissist, don't seek validation from a narcissist. A narcissist may try to make you feel small, insignificant, or unworthy. They often do this as a means of asserting their dominance. However, seeking validation from a narcissist is a futile exercise, as they are not capable of providing the emotional support and recognition you need. Instead, focus on building your own sense of self-worth and seek validation from those who truly care about you. To revenge on a narcissist, document everything. If you are dealing with a narcissist in a legal or professional setting, it's very important to keep a record of all interactions. Narcissists are known for twisting facts, lying and denying their behavior. By documenting everything, whether it's emails, conversations, or incidents, you create a clear, factual record that can protect you from any future manipulation or false accusations. To revenge on a narcissist, understand that revenge might not be worth it. While it can be tempting to seek revenge on a narcissist, it's also important to consider the consequences. Narcissists are unlikely to learn from your actions or be humbled by your retaliation. In fact, they may use your attempt at revenge to further manipulate you. So revenge may feel satisfying in the short term, but it can perpetuate the toxic cycle of manipulation and retaliation. Instead of revenge, focus on reclaiming your power and creating a healthier emotional space for yourself. To revenge on a narcissist, focus on healing. The process of healing after dealing with a narcissist can take time, especially if the relationship was emotionally draining. Healing is a personal journey that involves letting go of the pain and resentment caused by the narcissist's behavior. It may include forgiveness, not for their sake, but for your own peace of mind. Focusing on healing allows you to move forward without carrying the emotional weight of the past. To revenge on narcissists, rebuild your sense of self-worth. Narcissists are experts at eroding the self-esteem of those around them. They may make you feel as though you are not good enough or that your feelings don't matter. To counter this, it's important to rebuild your sense of self-worth. Engage in activities that make you feel confident and competent. Surround yourself with positive influences. And remember that you are deserving of love, respect, and happiness. Also, to revenge on a narcissist, set new goals. Once you've removed yourself from the narcissist's influence, it's time to refocus your energy on your own goals and aspirations. This could involve pursuing new hobbies, advancing in your career, or investing in personal growth. By setting new goals and focusing on your future, you shift your attention away from the narcissist and towards creating a life that brings you fulfillment. To revenge on a narcissist, forgive yourself. If you've been manipulated by a narcissist, it's easy to blame yourself for allowing it to happen. However, it's very important to practice self-compassion and forgive yourself for any mistakes or misjudgments you made. Narcissists are skilled at playing mind games, and it is easy to get caught up in their manipulation. By forgiving yourself, you can move forward with a greater sense of self-acceptance and avoid carrying unnecessary guilt. To revenge on a narcissist, strengthen your boundaries over time. As you move forward, it's important to continue strengthening your boundaries. Narcissists often try to test or bypass boundaries, so it's very important to remain vigilant. The more consistently you enforce your boundaries, the less power the narcissist will have over you. By maintaining clear and firm boundaries, you create a healthy environment for yourself and protect your peace of mind. So, the other thing in dealing with a narcissist to revenge is to embrace personal growth. Dealing with a narcissist is challenging, but it can also be an opportunity for personal growth. As you navigate the complexities of the relationship, you learn valuable lessons about your own strengths, weaknesses, and emotional triggers. So embracing personal growth helps you become more resilient, and it also enables you to avoid falling into similar toxic relationships in the future. So learn to say no. Narcissists often demand that others put their needs first. leaving little room for personal boundaries. So learning to say no is an important skill when dealing with a narcissist. It allows you to prioritize your own well-being and prevent the narcissist from. Dealing with a jealous narcissist can be extremely challenging due to their complex psychological makeup and self-centered behavior. Remember, narcissists are selfish, self-centered, egocentric, egotistic individuals. They have this inflated sense of self-importance. They have an overwhelming need for constant admiration. When jealousy enters the picture, it can intensify their already fragile ego, resulting in manipulative, controlling, and sometimes even hostile behavior. So learning how to handle a jealous narcissist requires a combination of boundaries, emotional intelligence, and strategic detachment. So in this video, I'm going to give you key approaches to manage such situations. Number one way of handling a jealous narcissist is to recognize the signs of jealousy in a narcissist. A jealous narcissist may not express their feelings of envy openly. Instead, they might resort to passive-aggressive tactics, belittling others, or undermining your achievements. It's important to stay alert to these behaviors and understand that the jealousy isn't personal but stems from their own deep insecurities and need for validation. To handle a jealous narcissist, you need to set strong boundaries, because narcissists, they try to push others' limits to get what they want. When dealing with jealousy, it's important to establish clear boundaries. This means not allowing them to belittle you, to dismiss your achievements, or to make you feel guilty for things they perceive as threats. Firmly assert your boundaries without apology, even if they try to manipulate or guilt-trip you. To handle a jealous narcissist, don't engage in their drama. Narcissists thrive on drama and conflict because it allows them to center attention on themselves. So if a narcissist becomes jealous and tries to stir up trouble, don't take the bait. Remaining calm and detached is the best way to deal with the situation. Engaging in the emotional games only feeds their need for validation and reinforces their behavior. To handle a jealous narcissist, avoid public displays of success. If you are aware that a narcissist is particularly jealous of your achievements, it might be wise to tone down your public displays of success when they are around. While you should never hide your accomplishments, doing so in a way that minimizes their need for validation can prevent triggering their jealousy. To handle a jealous narcissist, use empathy, but don't get caught in their web. Narcissists often lack true empathy, but can mimic it when it serves their interests. While you may feel tempted to comfort or understand a jealous narcissist, remember that their emotional needs are often insatiable and manipulative. Offering empathy might temporarily soothe the situation, but it can also reinforce their entitlement. Be aware of when to step back. To handle a jealous narcissist, avoid personalizing their jealousy. When a narcissist feels jealous, their behavior may become hostile, critical, or undermining. However, it's important not to take their actions personally. Their jealousy is a reflection of their insecurities and feelings of inadequacy, not a judgment of you. So, keeping this in mind can help you maintain emotional distance from the situation. To handle a jealous narcissist, remain emotionally detached. Narcissists feed off your emotional reactions. Whether it's anger, hurt, or frustration, they can use your emotions against you to gain control. So when dealing with a jealous narcissist, try to remain emotionally detached. Respond with calm, logic, and restraint instead of allowing them to provoke an emotional reaction from you. To handle a jealous narcissist, understand their need for control. A jealous narcissist may use jealousy as a means of control. They might attempt to manipulate your behavior, isolate you from others, or invalidate your successes to reduce your self-esteem. Recognize this behavior as a tactic to maintain power over you. By remaining independent and strong, you can reduce the effectiveness of their manipulations. The more you interact with a jealous narcissist, the more you risk feeding their toxic behavior. While it's not always possible to cut them off completely, especially if they are close to you, minimizing interaction when possible can protect your mental and emotional well-being. Less contact reduces the ability to manipulate and trigger their jealousy. So, to handle a jealous narcissist, don't feed their ego. Narcissists crave validation, and their jealousy may stem from a perceived threat to their superiority. So if you feed their ego, even unintentionally, you might exacerbate the jealousy and make the situation worse. So keep interactions neutral and avoid excessive praise or validation, as this can encourage them to escalate their behavior. To handle a jealous narcissist, stay confident in your own worth. A jealous narcissist will often try to diminish your confidence to feel superior. It's important to maintain a strong sense of self-worth and not let their jealousy undermine your confidence. Remind yourself that their behavior is about their own issues, not about you. To handle a jealous narcissist, don't try to change them. Narcissists rarely change unless they seek professional help, and even then it can be difficult. So if a narcissist is jealous, you may try to rationalize or offer understanding, but it's important to accept that their jealousy comes from deep-rooted personality issues that cannot easily be fixed. So focus on managing your reactions rather than attempting to change them. To handle a jealous narcissist, document your interactions. If you are dealing with a particularly toxic or abusive narcissist, documenting your interactions can help you stay grounded. Writing down your experiences can provide clarity and serve as a record if you ever need to seek professional help or take action to protect yourself from their behavior. Again, seek support from trusted people if you're handling a jealous narcissist, because dealing with a jealous narcissist can be so isolating because their behavior makes others question your reality. It's important to have a support system of people who understand narcissistic behavior and people who can offer perspective and emotional support when dealing with a jealous narcissist. Again, consider professional help. If you find yourself struggling to cope with the behavior of a jealous narcissist, especially in close relationships like family or a romantic partner, seeking professional therapy can be beneficial. A therapist can help you navigate the complexities of dealing with narcissistic behavior and offer coping strategies. Again, don't get sucked into their drama. When a narcissist feels jealous, they may create drama or draw attention away from your successes and back onto themselves. They might try to belittle you, stir up conflicts, or even play the victim. So don't engage in their drama. Recognize their tactics and avoid falling into their emotional traps. Again, to handle a jealous narcissist, stay consistent and predictable. Narcissists dislike unpredictability because it challenges their sense of control. By remaining inconsistent in your behavior, communication, and reactions, you reduce the chance of triggering their jealousy or anger. Predictability gives them fewer opportunities to manipulate or control the situation. Now, sometimes the best way to deal with a jealous narcissist is to simply walk away. If the situation becomes too toxic or abusive, it may be necessary to distance yourself completely. This can be especially important in relationships where the narcissist's jealousy is destructive to your well-being. Also, focus on self-care. Dealing with a jealous narcissist can take a toll on your mental and emotional health. Prioritize self-care by engaging in activities that bring you joy, relaxation, and peace. By nurturing yourself, you maintain the strength and resilience needed to handle difficult situations with the narcissist. Now, to handle a jealous narcissist, empower yourself. You need to empower yourself by recognizing your worth and standing up for yourself. Jealous narcissists will often attempt to undermine your confidence and sense of self. A narcissist seeks constant validation, attention, and recognition from others, often without considering the needs or feelings of those around them. When narcissists are wounded, whether emotionally or egoistically, it can cause a dramatic and intense reaction. This response is often far more extreme than what one might expect from someone without such a self-centered outlook. So, in this video, we need to understand the dynamics of narcissism and how they react to being wounded. That is key to navigating relationships with them. At the core of narcissists' psyche is a fragile ego that demands protection at all costs. They present a facade of confidence, but beneath that is an insecurity they desperately attempt to hide. When their ego is wounded, whether through criticism, rejection, or even failure, they experience a deep sense of shame and inferiority. For many narcissists, this wound feels like a life-threatening blow, threatening their carefully constructed image of superiority. Narcissists often respond to emotional wounds with an array of defense mechanisms, including denial, projection, and deflection. They may refuse to acknowledge the hurt they are feeling, instead projecting it onto others, accusing them of being the ones who are flawed or unjust. This deflection serves as a way to avoid confronting their own feelings of inadequacy, keeping their fragile sense of self intact. One of the most common reactions of a wounded narcissist is a sudden outburst of rage or anger. When their ego is bruised, they may lash out at the source of their hurt, often with disproportionate intensity. Their anger is not just a reaction to the specific event, but a response to the threat posed to their entire sense of self. The more powerful the narcissist's need for validation, the more likely they are to react explosively when that need is unfulfilled or challenged. The term narcissistic injury is used to describe the emotional wound that a narcissist experiences when their sense of superiority or entitlement is threatened. This injury is often seen as a profound disruption of their self-image, leading to feelings of humiliation, shame, or deep emotional distress. Narcissists may struggle with the ability to cope with these feelings, often resorting to manipulative or hurtful behaviors to try and restore their sense of dominance. After a perceived wound, many narcissists employ the silent treatment as a form of punishment and control. They withdraw emotionally, refusing to engage with or communicate with the person who has hurt them. The silent treatment serves as a way to punish the other person and reaffirm the narcissist's power over them. This tactic also allows the narcissist to regain a sense of control, even if it means shutting down and ignoring others entirely. In some cases, narcissists use gaslighting as a means of deflecting responsibility for their actions or emotions. Gaslighting involves manipulating the reality of the situation to make the other person doubt their perceptions or feelings. If a narcissist feels wounded, they might try to convince the other person that they are the ones in the wrong, distorting facts to protect themselves from accountability and further emotional harm. Another strategy employed by narcissists when wounded is triangulation. This involves bringing a third party into the situation to bolster their side of the story and manipulate perceptions. A narcissist might pit people against each other or distort the truth to ensure they are seen as the victim, all the while deflecting any responsibility for their own actions or feelings. This manipulation helps them reclaim a sense of power and control over others. A narcissist requires a constant supply of admiration and validation to feel good about themselves. When their ego is wounded, this supply is cut off, leaving them feeling exposed and vulnerable. In order to heal their wounded self-image, they may go to great lengths to restore their narcissistic supply. This might involve seeking attention from new sources, belittling others to feel superior, or demanding validation from those around them. A wounded narcissist often seeks revenge as a means of regaining their lost sense of control. This revenge may not be overt or physical, but rather psychological or emotional. The narcissist will engage in tactics designed to cause the other person to feel the same pain they are experiencing. Their desire for revenge stems from an inability to tolerate feelings of powerlessness or vulnerability, as these emotions conflict with their self-image. One of the hallmark traits of narcissism is the inability to take responsibility for their actions. When wounded, the narcissist will often shift the blame onto others in an attempt to absolve themselves of guilt. They may accuse the person who hurt them of being selfish, insensitive, or cruel, even if the truth of the situation is more complex. This shifting of blame allows the narcissist to avoid confronting their own shortcomings or feelings of inadequacy. When wounded, many narcissists adopt a victim mentality. Instead of acknowledging their own behavior or emotions, they position themselves as innocent parties who have been wronged by others. By playing the victim, they seek sympathy and empathy from others while deflecting any accountability for their actions. This strategy helps them maintain control over the narrative and garner support from those around them. The narcissist's perception of others can fluctuate dramatically, especially when they feel wounded. In some cases, they may engage in the idealization devaluation cycle. This involves placing someone on a pedestal, showering them with affection and admiration, and then quickly devaluing them when their ego is hurt. The devaluation is a direct result of the narcissist feeling betrayed or threatened by that person. The emotional instability makes it difficult for them to maintain balanced relationships. In some extreme cases, when a narcissist is severely wounded, they may experience what is known as narcissistic collapse. This is a psychological breakdown where the narcissist's self-image crumbles, leading to deep despair and depression. During this collapse, the narcissist may retreat into isolation, unable to cope with the pain of their shattered ego. This is often a temporary phase, but it can have a significant impact on their mental health. Many narcissists are terrified of being abandoned, and this fear can be triggered when they are emotionally wounded. To avoid this perceived abandonment, they may engage in controlling or manipulative behaviors to keep people around them. They may push others away as a preemptive measure, convinced that if they don't control the situation, they will be left alone. This fear of abandonment can lead to erratic or inconsistent behavior as the narcissist struggles to maintain their sense of security. Being in a relationship with a narcissist often feels like a constant battle, especially when they feel wounded. Their emotional volatility and need for constant validation can create a toxic dynamic where you are forced to cater to their needs while also dealing with their unpredictable behavior. Narcissists may love bomb their partners one moment and then lash out the next, leaving you walking on eggshells, unsure of when their ego will be bruised again. Narcissists can go through cycles of wounding and reconciliation. After lashing out or punishing those who have hurt them, they may eventually soften and attempt to reestablish a connection. This often involves a period of charm and manipulation, where the narcissist seeks to regain favor and control. They may apologize insincerely, promise change, or act as if the issue is behind them, only for the cycle to repeat itself when their ego is threatened again. Wounding a narcissist can have long-term effects on both the individual and their relationships. Narcissists often hold grudges, and even minor slights can be remembered and used as ammunition in the future. Their inability to forgive or move past perceived injuries means that any wounding can result in long-term emotional fallout. Over time, this can erode relationships and lead to a toxic pattern of conflict and manipulation. The idea of chosen ones and their connection with narcissists is often explored in self-help, psychology, and spiritual contexts. It refers to people who are believed to have a unique mission, destiny, or a higher purpose in life, often facing challenges that are seen as part of their personal growth. In this context, narcissists may appear in the lives of chosen ones for several reasons, both psychological and symbolic. So, in this video, I'm going to give you reasons why narcissists appear in the lives of the chosen ones. Number one, energy vampires. Narcissists are often described as energy vampires because they feed off the attention, admiration, and validation of others. Chosen ones often have qualities like charisma, confidence, empathy, and a sense of purpose that can make them a target for narcissists who thrive on these traits. Narcissists may gravitate towards people they perceive as high value to maintain their own self-esteem and sense of superiority. Chosen ones are often highly empathetic and compassionate. Narcissists can detect this empathy and may exploit it. The chosen one's kindness can make them an easy target for narcissists who can manipulate them by playing on their guilt, desire to help, or need to feel important. Chosen ones may also feel compelled to fix the narcissist, believing they can heal them, which only strengthens the narcissist's grip on them. From a spiritual or psychological perspective, encountering a narcissist can be a powerful lesson for personal growth. Chosen ones may be blessed in the path of narcissists to learn about boundaries, self-worth, and the importance of self-care. The challenges they face can lead to greater self-awareness, emotional strength, and resilience. In many ways, it can be part of their journey towards fully stepping into their role and purpose. Some believe in the idea of karmic relationships, where individuals cross paths due to unresolved past life dynamics or unfinished emotional business. Narcissists may appear in the lives of chosen ones as part of this karmic journey, where they are meant to work through deep emotional wounds, break old cycles, and overcome toxic dynamics. Narcissists often serve as a mirror for the chosen one's own vulnerabilities or unresolved issues. If a chosen one has a tendency to overextend themselves or people please, a narcissist may reflect back those patterns, forcing them to confront these behaviors. The interaction with the narcissist can highlight areas where the chosen one needs to establish stronger boundaries, protect their energy, and assert themselves more confidently. For many, a chosen one's path involves making difficult decisions and standing firm in their truth. Narcissists often challenge others' integrity and push boundaries, and encountering a narcissist may be a way for the universe to test the chosen one's commitment to their values, principles, and mission. If they can overcome the narcissist's manipulation or control, they are more likely to emerge with a stronger sense of self. Psychologically, narcissists are often drawn to people who are confident, unique, and capable, traits that may be associated with the chosen one archetype. A narcissist may see the chosen one as someone they can control, dominate, or use to elevate themselves. In turn, the chosen one might feel the need to protect or guide the narcissist, believing in the potential for change. So in conclusion, the appearance of narcissists in the lives of chosen ones might not be coincidental. These relationships often offer opportunities for growth, healing, and greater self-awareness. While narcissists can be toxic and destructive, they can also serve as teachers or catalysts for deep understanding, prompting the chosen one to establish stronger boundaries, elevate their sense of self-worth, and purpose their mission with more clarity and resilience. So if you are in a relationship with a narcissist, it is important to take steps to protect yourself emotionally and physically, while also understanding that such experiences are part of a larger journey of self-discovery and growth. Now, a quick summary of the reasons why narcissists appear in the lives of the chosen ones. It's because of narcissists are energy vampires. They feed off the attention, admiration, and validation of others. And chosen ones have qualities like charisma, confidence, empathy, and a sense of purpose that can make them a target for narcissists who thrive on these traits. So narcissists gravitate towards people they perceive as high value to maintain their own self-esteem and sense of superiority. Empathy and compassion is another reason why narcissists show up in the lives of chosen ones. Chosen ones are highly empathetic and compassionate. They can detect this, narcissists can detect this empathy, and they may exploit it. The chosen one is very kind, and this can make them an easy target for narcissists who can manipulate them by playing on their guilt, their desire to help, or need to feel important. Narcissists have a deep need for admiration and a sense of entitlement that can affect every aspect of a relationship, including intimacy. So let me give you signs that may suggest you're having sex with a narcissist. Number one is that sex is about the narcissist's pleasure. Narcissists typically focus solely on their own satisfaction, often ignoring or minimizing their partner's needs. In a sexual encounter with a narcissist, it may feel like the experience is all about them, with little regard for your own pleasure or emotional connection. At the beginning of the relationship, a narcissist might shower you with compliments, attention, and affection, creating an intense sense of emotional connection. This is what love bombing is all about. Now, if you're having sex with a narcissist, love bombing will be the main thing at the start. This can make you feel special and desired, but it's often part of the narcissist's strategy to gain control. Again, the narcissist wants to control the narrative. In bed, narcissists often try to dictate the entire experience, making decisions about timing, positions, and what's happening without considering your input. They want to control every aspect to maintain dominance. The other aspect is gaslighting and manipulation. A narcissist might engage in gaslighting during sex, making you question your own feelings and desires. They may act as if your needs and boundaries are unreasonable or dismiss them entirely, convincing you that you are the one in the wrong. Signs that you're having sex with a narcissist, you'll see this lack of empathy. Sex with a narcissist can feel emotionally hollow because they lack empathy. They may not care about your feelings, concerns, or how you experience intimacy. This is especially noticeable if you're not feeling emotionally connected or understood during sex. The other sign that you're having sex with a narcissist is that you are expected to always be available. Narcissists often expect sex on their terms, whenever they want it, and they may become angry or distant if you don't meet their desires. You may feel pressured or obligated to engage in sex, even when you are not in the mood or feel uncomfortable. The other thing about having sex with a narcissist is that sex is a tool for validation. For a narcissist, sex can serve as a form of validation. They may view your physical attention as proof of their attractiveness or desirability, using sex to boost their self-esteem rather than to foster intimacy or connection. Then there's inconsistency or emotional unavailability. While a narcissist may initiate sex frequently, they are often emotionally unavailable or distant. This creates a disconnect between physical intimacy and emotional closeness, leaving you feeling unfulfilled or lonely. They criticize your body or sexual performance. Narcissists often make critical comments about their partner's appearance or sexual performance, and this is part of their effort to undermine your confidence and maintain control, ensuring that you feel dependent on them for validation. The other sign that you're having sex with a narcissist is that you feel used or objectified. In a sexual relationship with a narcissist, you might start feeling more like an object than a partner. Narcissists often objectify their partners, viewing them solely for their physical appeal or the way they can fulfill the narcissist's needs. They expect you to read their mind. A narcissist may not communicate openly about what they want in bed, but they expect you to know intuitively. If you don't meet their unspoken needs, they may react with frustration or contempt, further reinforcing their sense of superiority. The other sign that you're sleeping with a narcissist is that they use sex as a power play. Sex with a narcissist can sometimes feel like a power struggle, with them trying to assert dominance or control. They may try to manipulate the situation to make you feel inferior or less in control of your own body. The other sign that you're having sex with a narcissist is blame shifting after an argument. If an argument or disagreement arises, narcissists often use sex as a way to manipulate or avoid responsibility. They may initiate sex to deflect from an emotional discussion or turn the tables, making it seem like you are overreacting or being unreasonable. Yes, let me repeat that again. Sex with a narcissist is a power play. You know, when you're having sex with a narcissist, it feels like a power struggle where they try to assert dominance or control. They try to manipulate the situation to make you feel inferior or less in control of your own body. There's blame shifting after an argument. If you have an argument or disagreement with a narcissist, they use sex as a way to manipulate or avoid responsibility. They may initiate sex to deflect from an emotional discussion, or they may turn the tables. They make it seem like you are overreacting or being unreasonable. Then, the other sign that you're having sex with a narcissist, they use sex on their terms, not yours. The narcissist in your life may only engage in sexual activity when it benefits them. They may completely disregard your sexual needs, only showing interest when they feel like it or when they think it serves their agenda. Again, sex with a narcissist, you feel exhausted after sex. Unlike healthy sexual encounters that can leave both parties feeling refreshed and connected, sex with a narcissist can leave you feeling drained and emotionally depleted. They often take more than they give, leaving you feeling empty or exhausted after intimacy. Again, narcissists, they don't listen to your boundaries. When a narcissist is focused on their own desires, they often disregard your boundaries, whether they are physical, emotional, or sexual. You may find yourself compromising your own comfort levels just to please them. Sex with a narcissist is like a reward or punishment. They use sex as a reward for good behavior or as punishment for something they disapprove of. This manipulative tactic can make you feel like you're constantly trying to earn affection or approval. Again, sex with a narcissist can feel shallow and devoid of emotional depth. They may prefer quick physical encounters rather than deep, intimate connections. The emotional bond you may crave in a sexual relationship is often missing, leaving you feeling alone even when physically close. Again, narcissists, they expect praise. After sex, they expect praise or admiration for their performance. They want to be constantly reassured that they are attractive, skilled, or desirable. If you fail to provide the praise they crave, they may become upset or distant. Narcissists are always searching for the next source of admiration. Even when you are intimately involved, a narcissist is often preoccupied with finding new ways to gain admiration and attention. They may seek out validation from others, even while maintaining a sexual relationship with you, because their need for admiration is insatiable